What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Virzi Effect podcast show. My name is Paul Virzi, and you guys listen to episode 560. I'm so happy to have this dude on this episode because I told you guys since I was coming into the studio, I was bringing in the best. I was bringing in some of the funniest guys out there, the guys that I love and the guys that I know you love. And today is no exception. My guest today, you guys know him from his hilarious stand-up specials, late nights. So what else have you done, Mark? Mark Norman, everybody.
Hey, there we go.
Mark
Comedy,
Norman.
podcasting, anal, queefs, the whole thing.
Podcasting for Christmas. You're free.
Yes.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah.
I did my last road date last night, or 2 nights ago, in San Francisco. Did 6 shows at Cobb's, and
Okay, nice.
Now it's Christmas.
It's nice, yeah. The last one I did was the one that you gave me advice about, or you told me about.
Oh, I want to hear about this gig.
Yeah, so here's what happened. I get a call from William Morris, and they go, hey, there's an annual thing at this crazy lavish, really like lavish club.
Oh, yeah.
Social club. Everybody's going to be in tuxedos.
Yep.
Okay, they want you to either be, if you're not going to be in a tuxedo, you got to be just in an all-black suit. Mm-hmm. So I did the whole thing. There, it pays great money.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, I'll drive out to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is my last gig. And then I saw a list. Here's the comedians that have been there.
Yeah.
It was you. It was Josh Wolf. It was Jared Freed. It was. So I was like, I got Mark's number. I know Mark. Let me call him. And you kind of gave the right advice. You were like, not a shit show.
Yep.
Not a heckling shit show, but they want you to kind of hang with the president. They want you to sit at the table and have dinner.
Yes.
And I did something. You told me, you're like, there's going to be a lot of jokes. So all of a sudden I get in, and I'm clearly a fish out of water. It's all these guys, old money.
Yeah,
it's all these guys. It's big money. And they were like ages between 40 and 80.
Yep.
And it's just all 1%ers.
Yep.
And they go, you must be Paul. You're the comedian. I'm like, yeah. And they go, oh, you're sitting here. And it's like right in front of the stage. And right when I sit down, the guy just goes like, yeah, what did he say? What do you call, like, it's going to a bar? Like, he just starts with that shit. Like, two Jews going to a bar. And I'm going, and then, like, the filet mignon comes, and I'm cutting. And you're like, hey, did you hear the one about? And I'm just going, like, oh, my God. But you were right. The setup was not bad.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie. I had to maneuver the set.
Oh, yeah. It's a long
those
45.
sets where you're like, oh, shit, I got to bob and weave a little bit here.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to use all the experience you've learned. Heckle with this guy, riff with that guy. Oh, look at that guy. The handicap guy's here. Uh-oh, drinking and driving. You got to go off course a little. And just to paint a picture, this is old school. This is like the 2 guys who fuck with Eddie Murphy and Trading Places. That's who's running this place.
Dude, I can't believe you said that because that's exactly what I thought of.
Yeah.
It's the 2 guys, it's the Trading Places rich guys, but times 120 of them.
Exactly.
And they're just looking at you like whatever. I had a heckle. But like because of something I said, had to deal with it, and then my mind goes, when you've been and you're like, all the experiences that you have make you go, this is what I have to do.
Yes, exactly.
And it's like, if you're not in this for years, you can get buried.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, you ever up there, and in your mind you go, well, I can't do that. Like, now I want to do that, but I can't do that one.
Yeah. You're like, that joke's too woke.
Like, I
that
can't.
was too progressive.
I made one mistake, but it only upset like 5 people. But when they were cool with an edgy joke, it made me think, oh, now I'm going to go a little harder.
Yeah.
And when I went a little harder, a couple people didn't like it, but the majority did. But those few people might have complained.
Yeah.
But other than that, dude, it worked out. I got through the 45. I got my money. But it's funny that you said that because any comedian listening to this, get the experience before you say yes to especially, by the way, all men, 95% men.
Yeah.
Which is always a different thing.
Yeah, and I'd say 99.9% white. There's that one black guy, but he's either serving food or they hired him just to have one.
Yeah, there wasn't one.
Oh, okay.
And there were like 2 Indian dudes.
Oh, when I was there was one. They must have killed him. But
well, I said, I go, are there any? I don't see any, black people here. And they go, there was one here. And I go, there was one. I go, there was one. And I go,
point to the window.
And apparently his name was Mr. Black. I go, you guys are so racist. You had to find the name.
That's great.
And I was like, but I was happy that it was my last show of the year. I got home. I told my wife, I was like, oof, could have been worse. Probably could have been a lot better. Probably could have been a lot worse. It's one of those where it's like, but a couple ovations, couple stuff like that,
Yeah, you're a pro. I knew you had it in you, and you get the check and you drive home. You know, it's not bad. They tried to get me to sleep there. It was a whole thing.
Did you? Here's how I know that I didn't do that bad. I actually stayed and had a cigar with a few of them and a scotch.
Hey, I did the same.
Yeah, because if it really sucks, you get out.
Oh yeah, good point. It's like the movie Get Out. You feel out of place, but yeah, I had a cigar with one, and I drank too much, and I hit a snowbank on the ride home.
Did you?
Yeah, it was snowing when I did it, and this is 8 years ago. I was also trying to sleep with one of the hostess girls.
That's how I know. That's how I know Norman likes to party, though, because when we were on the phone, and he goes, "No, Virzi, just enjoy it and enjoy the scotch," and I'm going, "He had to drive, right? Because I'm driving. I'm driving. Yeah, it's a slippery slope when you're like, dude, I can have if like I do the math with the hours. I'm like, oh, it's 2 hours, 2 drinks,
right?
Because I got a DUI. You ever get a DUI?
Yeah, and slippery slope's what they call Asians.
I was,
but sorry, had to do it. It was right there.
It was too easy.
Yeah. I should have more DUIs, but I've only got one.
So I drove to a bar that was walkable when I was 21. And I mean, Mark, when I mean walkable, probably I would say the walk would be 8 minutes. So it's one of those I would have just come out and I saw my bedroom window. So I had 4 Long Island iced teas, which Long Island iced teas can bang you hard.
Oh yeah,
you know, because there's so much shit in them, right?
Sure. Where were you from? Jersey?
No. This is upstate New York.
Oh, is that where you're from?
I'm from Westchester, and I went to high school in Dutchess County.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, people think I'm Jersey, or I'm not. I'm a New York guy, but always a suburb of New York.
Gotcha.
And me and my buddy are there, and we're drinking and we're dancing on the dance floor. I'm 21, getting banged up. And but my house was right there, and I tried to wait a little bit with water, and I pull up to the stop sign to make a left, which my house is.
Yep.
And a cop pulls me over, and he goes, "Your license plate bulb is out. Your license is dark."
That's it.
License, and he goes, "You drinking?" And I made the mistake. Don't do this. Don't ever do this. I made the mistake. He goes, "You've been drinking tonight." And I go, tried to be the cool, honest guy. I go, "Be honest with you." I go, "I had one."
Yeah.
Which when you do that, they kind of know.
Okay.
Yeah, because they kind of know. They're like, you're not going to admit to, like, he's like, he had more than one, but he's going to say one so he feels like he's not lying.
It's like what women do with guys they fucked. They go, "I fucked 3," which means 30.
Yeah, they go a little more with it. But so I go, he goes, "Yeah," and he just takes me out of the car and he gave me 11 tests. 11.
Holy
and apparently
moly.
I failed like 9 out of the 11. And he goes, I'm sorry, I hate to do this. He's like, "You've been very nice and respectful." He goes, "That'll go a long way with the judge." He's like, "I got to arrest you." And I go, "Dude," "Do you see that light right there?" I go, "That's my bedroom." And he's like, "I'm sorry." He goes, "Here's," and I left the car right there. And dude, as he's fingerprinting, and dude, I'm 21. I just started comedy, so I'm doing like the urban circuit contests. I'm coming up like 8 Mile style anywhere I could.
Yeah.
And I'm like telling him, and he's like, "Oh, come to a show one time." And I was like, "Oh, I need a car." You know, I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You've been so fucking cool that we normally don't do this. I'm gonna drive you home tonight." He goes, and he drove. My hands were all black and shit. He drove me home. We passed my car, which is right next to my house on the side of the road.
Yep.
I woke up. I told my mom, I go, "I need to talk to you." She's like, "What?" I was like, "I know I'm home. It was because I was, I behaved, but I got arrested last night for So I called my bud, a DUI, and a DWI, and I called my buddy, and I go, "Dude, you're not gonna believe what happened to me last night," and he goes, "You're not going to believe what happened to me last night." I go, "No, dude, I got arrested last night for DUI." He goes, "Me too, plus possession of marijuana."
Oh.
So cops were just chilling there that night.
Right.
And it was like everybody that comes out.
Oh, wow.
So I guess the excuse he had for me was the bulb on the license, but they were just watching people.
Wow.
So I should have walked. Should have fucking walked.
If you could walk, what are you doing?
That's their move, though. Cops will just ask you, "What have you been drinking?" no matter what. Because if you answer that honest, if you say yes, it gives them a reason to do whatever they want to you. Because now they have an actionable item to go. So no matter what, they'll be like, "Drinking tonight? How many had to drink tonight?" That's like the first question that some cops will ask.
And the funny thing is, a cop
no matter
looks
what,
at
it could be 8 a.m. They're going to ask that question.
Right.
Yeah, but a cop looks at your face and knows.
Sure.
I mean, they've been doing this a long time. Your pupils are completely changed. Your face is changed. They know.
Yeah.
There's almost like a deer in headlights look that we have drunk, even at the bar, that we don't know.
Right.
But like, you ever sober and your buddy walks up hammered, and you just look at his face and you're like,
he's glossy.
He doesn't even have to. There's a gloss.
Yes.
There's like a glazed over
the mouth open. Yeah, we've all seen that
a mouth open,
Yeah.
and then they start saying unreasonable things.
Yeah.
Dude, you want to go to Mexico? I had one guy go, "Dude, you want to go to Mexico tomorrow?" I was just like, yeah, no, dude.
I had a similar story. I got out of one. This is the crazy story of I should have got one. These are bad police. So I got into a thing with a guy on the highway. It was bumper to bumper.
This is home or?
This is in New Orleans. I was in my high school uniform. We went and skipped school.
Okay.
We're all drinking in the park. It's me and this other kid. We're drinking in the park. High school uniform, Catholic high school, New Orleans, Louisiana. Driving home, bumper to bumper. It's like after school traffic. We're trying to get to a house party. The year was ending, the school year, so like there was a million parties.
Uh-huh.
We're trying to get to a house party. This guy won't let me in. I need to get off at an exit, and he won't let me in. So I get in behind him and I bump him just to fuck with him. He goes, fuck you, fuck you. I bump him again. I'm hammered. And I'm not a tough guy, but I had my friend with me. I was like, we got this. Guy gets out of the car, slams his hands down on my hood, walks around, gets my license plate, writes it down, gets back in his car. So I'm like, that was weird. Then he gets on a phone, and this is when cell phones were weird. This is 1990. That's like 2000, 2001, 2000.
Oh, this is like Nokia.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Nokia.
So he gets on the phone. I'm like, oh, that's weird. All right. And then we get to a red light. Now we're on the street level. We get to a red light. He stops before the intersection. So, like, I'm stuck in the intersection.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, shit, I can't get out.
Yeah.
A guy runs out of a bar, jumps in my car. I had a convertible. The top was down. He jumps in the car. So I'm like, what the fuck? He's like a scary kind of biker-looking guy. I know this sounds crazy. This is New Orleans. So then he pulls my friend into the back seat, and they're fist fighting on their knees in the back seat. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, push him out, push him out. My friend gets like retard strength somehow, pushes the guy out. He rolls over the back trunk and rolls on the street like out of a movie, like blah, 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 blah. And we're like, what the fuck? Holy shit. We get to the party. We tell everybody what happened. They're like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I had a beeper at the time. My beeper's going nuts. 911, 911, call mom, call mom. So, I get my best sober, voice, and I go, hey, Mom, what's shaking? She goes, get over here right now. There's 3 cops in the living room. I'm feeding them coffee. They've got a million questions. So I'm like, fuck. So I tell them, my friend goes, if you're going over there, you better do this. Hands me a big jar of Jif. So I'm like, all right. I grab a big scoop of Jif, put it in my mouth, I eat it, I drive to my house, and there's cops everywhere. They're in the living room with coffee. Like, my mom's got the fine china. And they're like,
it's like company's over.
Yeah, they're like, Mark, these cops are saying you did this. And I'm like, what? I don't know anything about that. And he's like, well, let me look at your car. We go out. He goes, that is the car. That's the exact make and model that we heard. I had a 1971 Oldsmobile Cutlass convertible.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was a beauty. And
those are like, sick.
It was great. A black guys would always try to buy it off me on the street. But yeah, so they were like, that's the car. And they go, you been drinking? I go, no. He goes, let me smell your breath. And I went, pure peanut butter. I got out of it.
I was going to ask you why the Jif, and that's why.
That's it. Choosy moms.
So the guy that came out of the bar and jumped in the back seat and pulled your friend, that's just a random.
No, that was a cell phone call.
That was
the call the guy made. He called that guy who was like, hey, these kids are fucking with me. And the guy goes, I'm on it, I guess.
And he was there,
He was
close.
At a bar, yeah. We happened to go that way, and the guy broke his hand when he fell out of the car. So that's where the big charge came from. They're like, they're saying you broke this guy's hand.
Dude, that is nuts.
It was nuts, but that was New Orleans back then. It was Wild West.
I can't believe he just got on his cell phone and called a buddy.
Yeah.
And the buddy was like, oh, I got him. And then holy shit.
You could tell the guy, he was ex-con vibes all over him.
Oh, yeah.
If you're willing to jump in a convertible.
Say, you jump in a car and then know how to pull someone and start beating the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It is funny, though, how as much as you get arrested and bad things can happen, you kind of, the ones you get off.
Yeah.
Like, I was driving with my buddies, and we wanted to go to this strip club in Poughkeepsie called Smiles. Okay? And, yeah.
Could be a daycare, too. Who knows?
Yeah, a weird name.
Or a dentist office.
Smiles, and it was like literally like a smiley face, and it said Smiles on it, right? And I'm driving, and we had drinks. We had a couple drinks, and this is... Drinking and driving was like, this is right when it was like just first strict and like, well, we watched, but we had a couple drinks and the breathalyzer would have failed.
Yeah.
And I'm driving and I got nervous. My buddy goes, dude, there's a cop behind us. There's a cop behind us. So make the turn right. And I put my blinker one way and went the other.
Oh.
With the cop there, just because I panicked. Because
yeah.
he's like, and I go, so blinker one way, turn the other. Pulled over.
The cop must be like, this guy think I'm an idiot? Like, I'm going to fall for that? Whoop, shit.
Pulled over, and my buddy in the back's going, dude, and I had a I had a chalked ID license. So my license is like my ID that I had was tampered with to get into a place.
Oh,
so
got
I
it.
mean, it's just all bad.
Yeah.
We all have fake IDs that are chalked. We're drinking.
Yeah.
I made a wrong turn. We're going to everything is wrong. My buddy's like, I'm gonna call my mom. I have to call my mom to get arrested. I need to get bail. Cop pulls over and he goes, "What's going on?" He goes, "What are you? You don't know your right from your left? Like, 'cause you put the blinker on one way, you go the other." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? My buddy, we're going to a strip club.
Yeah.
My buddy, I just got nervous, whatever." And he's, "You got, can I see your ID?" And as I start going to get the ID, he just was like looking. He goes, "Oh, that place smiles." Like, yeah. And he goes, "Look, man, forget it. Just get out of here." And dude, he didn't even look at the ID.
Wow.
He just like, he was probably like a pervert.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that he was just like,
Yeah.
he's probably like, I've been there.
Right.
Fighting with his wife and shit.
And that was it.
Yeah, didn't take the ID.
Wow.
Dude, so I would have gotten multiple charges. I would have gotten driving under the influence or at least a breathalyzer. Like I wasn't like recklessly drunk, but I would have gotten that because I would have failed a breathalyzer. I would have had tampering with an ID, a fake ID, which is also we would have been car would have been impounded like the whole night and instead I actually think we went to the strip club.
Hey, riding high.
Go get those singles, baby.
Do you remember how scary that was? Oh, back when you got pulled over by a cop, you were like, "Well, this is it. My life's ruined. I'm fucked."
Oh, I thought you meant scary strip club. Dude, strip clubs were
those
scary.
are scary too.
Dude, I was like, I'm not big on that.
No.
But like, I was never like, I got the buddies who are like, "Dude, we're gonna get, fucking 90 singles each and be there all." I was like, "Nah, dude, it's kind of scary." I remember one time when I was real young and I was scared, dude. And I walked, this is a 100% true story. I did this on stage years ago and I don't think I ever recorded it, so I might want to do it again. But this is a true story. I'm nervous. I'm like, what is the private dance like? I was just asking all these questions.
Yeah.
Like, is this a whorehouse?
Right.
Like, what's going on? My friends like, "Oh, hopefully," like I had those friends who were like, "Yeah, hopefully you get fucked,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Do they come up to you?" I was like, "If I just want a beer and I want to be private, can I do that?" Like all the nervous shit,
Sure.
right? I walk in, dude, and my buddy walks in, and I don't know if it was my body language. There was a Puerto Rican woman standing there next to one of the dudes that worked there. And I swear to God, Mark, this is no bullshit. She goes, "Hey, you. And I just keep walking. "You." And I just turn. She goes, "Come here."
Oh,
dude.
no.
And I walk right up. Dude, she sensed it like a fucking animal sensing, like a wounded prey. And she goes, "Come here, you." And I go, dude, she grabs me. She pulls me by my belt.
What?
She throws her hand down my pants
Whoa.
and underwear, grabs shaft, balls, the whole thing. And she goes, "I'm having this for dinner tonight," right?
Whoa. And now she's your wife.
And Mark, I swear to God, the only thing I could say, I just go, "Thank you." I was so fucking nervous, dude.
Whoa.
And then she was like, "You take me 200 in the back. We stay there hours. I do And I was just like, so it was a strip club with the fucking, and I don't know if she just sensed it. Dude, I was not in that place 19 seconds.
Wow.
Hand on dick, balls, the whole thing. She said, "I'm having that for dinner tonight," in this accent. And I was just, it completely freaked me out, dude.
So how was the sex?
She overcharged. No. Yeah.
Wait, you didn't do it?
I didn't do it. No.
Oh, come on.
No, I didn't do it. I couldn't do that, man.
Wow.
I'm not. I can honestly say I've never paid for a hooker, man.
Yeah.
Because the thing with me is I'm always worried about like health shit.
Sure.
Hypochondriac and like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There were girls you'd probably make out with in high school and you'd worry.
Sure.
A whore at a strip. And put it this way, if she's grabbing my dick 20 seconds into the first time, I mean that's
good point.
Yeah, she's had a lot. She had a busy night.
Yeah, but it's just funny how this is like a sexual assault story. We're like, whoa, that's fucking awesome.
It literally is a sexual assault story, and we're going like, that's fucking nuts.
And you get no victim points. Where's your one-man show?
Oh, no.
What the hell?
Yeah, let's sell some tickets that way.
Yeah, come on. Hashtag.
There was a thing where I lived in high school where a deli tried to do a strip club during the
that's hilarious.
And the whole town revolted.
Well, they got the beef curtains.
And
sorry.
No, and I was like, what? And it was all over the papers. It was all over. They're like, how can they do this? That's been a place where we've gotten lunch and sandwiches. And you went in there and it was a regular deli, but they had this little thing. And this chick is just doing and like grabbing money and like you would just throw money. And she's like, no, and like, dude, it shut down in like 2 weeks.
Oh, that's
they
hilarious.
shut it down. They tried to do something, and it was just like, yeah.
We had a strip club in New Orleans, the Hustler Club, that would do if it was your 18th birthday. You could go up and they put the guy in the chair on the stage, and if he got a boner, it costed $100. And if he didn't get a boner, it was a free dance from like 8 girls.
I love that. I love that the boner determined.
Yes.
That's fucking awesome.
And we were all dumb kids with basketball shorts on. So if you got a boner, you knew it. Like the girls do it. They kept feeling,
Yeah, you're
down
wearing
there.
like 97 Allen Iverson giant shorts. You're like, he's still fucking.
Exactly.
Oh, shit, man. So anyway, dude, you recently, congratulations, married.
What a segue. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Still haven't gotten a boner.
We got a boner from the strip club, so you're married.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Never
I've been
thought it would
married.
happen.
I've been married 15 years.
No,
And,
how do you like it?
dude, listen, I'll tell you the truth. As comics, we're kind of like rescue dogs. We need to be domesticated. Okay? Right? You're an animal. You drink, you
yes.
fucking do stand up late night, you do
Yes.
shots, you do all that.
Sure.
So you meet some sweetheart that is just like, I'm going to fix this.
That's a great way to put it.
Yes, because I didn't know how to handle being told what to do.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to tell me what to do. Like, this is and then I realized she was just helping me turn into an adult.
Yeah.
Kids help. I got 2 kids,
Wow.
13 and 10.
13 and
13
10.
and 10, dude.
Anyone else hard?
Love.
Sorry. Wow.
Yeah, so that.
You're like a dad now.
I'm like this.
Soccer practice.
It's amazing, though. But, like, seeing that, it's like, I look back at the shit that I did as a young husband.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dude, she was right. Like, what was I doing?
Ah, I see.
Yeah, I still had fun, still drink with my boys, still do it, but it's just in such a better, more mature, less reckless.
Sure.
It's awesome, though, dude. And like, you're going to realize, like, you want to have kids or no?
I do, but those early years are what scare me. I like the 6-year-old kid running up and down the stairs, basketball, Christmas tree, all that, headlocks. But the early shitting, the crying, the no sleep.
Well, what it is people say the first year of marriage is what really can make a marriage tank, and I disagree. First year is good. First year, you're going to go on a honeymoon, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, you're going to get through the holidays. Now, all of a sudden, you're 6-7 months in. You're like, okay. I felt like year 3 and year 4 was when I was just like, oh fuck, like, can this really?
Oh,
and then
really?
yeah, because now it's like now literally the honeymoon's over.
Yeah.
And I mean like not the fucking literal honeymoon. I mean now you guys are like in it.
Yeah.
She knows your habits. She knows the things that you're gonna fuck up and the things you're gonna say. She kind of knows like your tendencies and your weaknesses, which she can use against you.
Yeah. You're scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah, and then you're gonna resent certain things that she resents about you.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, well, this is who you married.
Yes.
Right? You're gonna be like, what the fuck? You met me at a bar. I was doing fucking,
I did that last week. Oh, God, 3 years in.
But then if that battle can be, won or I should say solved and resolved, then you're like, oh, dude, I'll ride with you through to hell. I'm with you.
Okay.
So it's like you got to, that first year. It's like, the only way that a marriage really tanks the first year is if you really don't know. Like, if you're like, oh, you did that? Like, you're that?
Got it.
And you guys lived together first?
Yeah, for a year.
Okay, yeah. So that's fine. That's a big one.
Okay. Oof,
If you don't live with them,
No.
I mean, guys that don't live, that's the dumbest thing I've ever, like.
Completely. I know we all know guys who have gotten married to try to save the relationship, and that's the biggest mistake.
Oh, no. If you're getting married to save a relationship, it's a wrap.
It's over. Same with kids. You can't stay with kids either.
No. You have to, like, and the one thing is you have to, like, really, like, respect your wife to the point where you're like, I wouldn't, like, I told my wife, I was like, if I was going to cheat on you, I'd just get divorced. I respect her so much. It's like, if I was going to cheat, I would just get divorced. Like, I wouldn't do a double thing. That's how much, you got to have that, too. It's like,
good point.
but one thing that hurts marriages, dude, and I'm being honest.
Oh, God.
You ready for this one? You might not like this one.
Thin dick?
I think drinking a lot.
Oh, really?
I think drinking, not in like an abusive with her way. I mean like habits to like come home late drunk. Or you could still be the nice drunk.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like to come home and be like, where's the food, bitch, drunk. Like,
All right, so don't be my dad.
I said clean bathroom, whore. Like that's a whole different thing.
Sure.
I'm talking about like, oh, I would have liked to go and hang with you tonight. And you're like, I did that midnight show and I drank a couple bottles of wine up at the cellar table.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like, really? All right. Like, if that keeps, it's almost like, and I'm not going to say we should be beyond that, but after a while, it's like, does that make sense?
Yeah, my thing with her, and I don't want to air out dirty laundry here, or get her in trouble, but like, my thing is, we live in New York City. It's a smallish one-bedroom apartment, as you do, and she'll go out or get drunk, and I'll go out and get hammered, and then you come home to a sober person, and you try to hang out with them. It's brutal. I'm like, just because you wanted to get hammered, now I'm like dealing with you. You know,
Right.
I hate that part. Like she'll come home like, and another thing, and I'm like, I'm in the middle of a movie here. I don't give a shit about your dumb friend.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. That's the other thing, kind of.
And I would feel the same way reversed. Like if I came on, I was like, "Can you fucking believe this guy got an hour?" And she's like, "Shut up! I'm petting a cat, reading a magazine." You know. So that part's are like we've made jokes like if you get drunk, then I'm getting a hotel because I don't want to. I don't want to be woken up at 4 because you got hammered.
Are you older than her, or you are?
Oh yeah, she's 14. Okay. No, I think I'm 7 or 8 years older.
Oh okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so quite a gap.
She works.
She works, which is great. I like a working lady.
Yeah. You can't. You got to have. She's just sitting on a couch while you.
Yeah.
Hope you got more sets tonight, Mark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it goes both. You just want your partner, man or woman, to have like something going on. Like you know, nothing worse than when your partner is like, "Oh, that's your life. Well, that'll be my life too." Like,
Yeah.
I'll start going to your shows and taking notes, and then I'll help you film. Oh, you're doing a pie? I'll set up the mics. I'll be the producer.
Yeah.
You're like, you got to have your own shit.
Yeah. Who said that? Who was the one? Somebody told me the greatest line ever is there can only be one headshot per relationship, which is yeah. It's like
That's hilarious.
you can't have being in our business and show business, whether it's stand up, podcast, acting. If your partner's doing that too, it's kind of tough.
Sure.
Because there's going to be some sort of, even without knowing, some sort of competition or maybe even resentment.
Right.
Which is like, and it's like, well, I'm funnier than you, bitch.
Yeah, one headshot. I think Jackie O pulled that off. Yeah. But all right. What you got? You got Rich and Bonnie. You got Joe List and Sarah Tolamash.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a couple.
No, there's definitely a couple that will make it through, and I also think the people that do it though are a little already established. Right?
True.
Rich and Bonnie were they were national headliners first.
Right.
They kind of then they had a kid and they were like, oh, this is our life. And Sarah and Joe were kind of like really getting to a certain level. I think, but if you're like trying to get something, and that person's trying to get something, then I also don't know if the relationship is genuine.
It's real, yes, exactly.
Because then you're like, oh, did you fucking come to that bar that night? Because I was there and like,
exactly.
Yeah, you gotta.
Nothing more trusting. You see a celebrity and you're like, man, that guy's huge and his wife's kind of ugly. That's shocking. Yeah. Oh, she was with him before. It's always 100%. She was with him before he got big.
That's the worst.
That's the worst.
And then
that's genuine. She actually likes him. I'm saying, and he likes her.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like if he's Michael Jackson level famous, but his wife looks like him. You're like, what's going on here? Oh, she's been with him the whole time. She was with him before he made it.
I see what you're. Yes.
Yeah. So that's real love.
See, my wife and I, dude. I was 22 years old, and I was literally. I've said this on the show before, but I'll say it again. One of the best things I ever did was we were at the TikTok diner by the Carolines.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace. And I remember I was like 23. I was doing contests. I would show up and they would be like, white boy's funny, put him up. And I would be in it was one of those like sink or swim, you're going to get booed or crush.
Yep.
All that shit, right? And I had 12 minutes, 6 were decent.
Yeah.
And I just told her, I go, look, I was like 23 at the time. And I go, look, I'm doing this. And I was like, we were getting real tight. And I was like, my wife's beautiful. Could have went to any college in the country. Top grades. Top of her class. Beautiful woman. I said you could be with a doctor, lawyer. I said, but you need to talk to whoever you need to talk to. Your mother. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I said, and I could be broken well off in my 30s or 40s. I don't know what it's going to be. I could be rich. But I'm doing this. So talk to whoever. And dude, to this day, that helped me. Because I was like, this is what I'm doing.
Good for you.
And it's like, because some people are like, you can't also be delusional.
Yes.
I'm going to be Tom Cruise in 2 years, or like, I don't mind sleeping on a couch. You got to like really kind of just lay out the plan.
Yeah.
I feel like dudes don't have plans.
No, but you got to set a groundwork first because women are all about future and what are we and what's going to happen. So the fact that you said that's huge. Even if it's not impressive, I'm not going to be a billionaire in 10 years, but we might be. Like, I'm just telling you, I'm doing this.
Right, like something could click and be amazing or not, but like, and you know, and she's been there the whole time, and I think that meeting somebody after you've made some money or moves is just a dangerous fucking slippery slope, dude.
Yeah, completely.
Because you just don't know who you're talking to at the time. You're like, is she talking to her friends, going, well, things better work? Imagine being that guy, dude. There's a dude right now whose fucking girl is talking to her girlfriends, going, if something doesn't happen soon, I gotta leave. Like, dude, that's fucking. Oh, that's brutal.
Women talk about men with work the way men talk about women with weight. You know, like, gosh, he keeps gaining weight.
Yeah,
I don't know
it wasn't
what to
like
do.
this on our wedding day.
Exactly. And then women are like, he's kind of broke. He hasn't gotten work in a while. I'm not attracted to him anymore. He has no ambition. You're like, oh, God. I've heard my girl talk to her friends. It's horrific.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God.
They think men are shallow. It's like they're shallow just in a different way.
Oh, dude. No, they could be brutal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, he's fucking, you know, he's I don't know if he's got any direction. And you're like, well, you've been with him for 7 fucking years. Yeah. Like, what's your direction?
Exactly.
Dude, you'll love this. So years ago, I'm in Canada, and I was, wow, dude, I just realized, like, I haven't opened for Burr in fucking almost like 7 years, right?
Wow.
But one of the biggest trips that we ever did was we did Canada, and we would like motivate each other in the car to be like, dude, try that thing you said, and I'll try this. And he'd be like, all right, promise, if you try that, I'll try this.
Yeah.
So one time we go to, I think we're in Edmonton. We're in Edmonton, dude. And we're in a theater, like, you know, 3,000 people. And I just had a joke about how women, like, when you go to somebody's house and you see their wedding picture, they look like fucking decathletes.
I know.
They're just, the chin is chiseled. But then, like, a little while after, it's like, you know, it's not the same. So I was like, so it was something along the lines of, like, how about when you come down the aisle, like, be what it's going to be for the majority of the time.
Yes.
Like, you don't need to be Olympian, but also don't be huge. Have it normal. I did so, and I'm like, and I just did, I'm on stage, and Burr's watching this. He goes, I got to see how this goes. And I swear to God, I'm having a decent set.
Yeah.
There's like 3,000 people. And I go, and how come when you go to these houses and you see these women on the wall, they look so beautiful.
That's funny.
And then I go, and then it just goes to shit. How about, and dude, you just heard one dude in the theater just go, oh my God. Dude, it went from a nice set to like, it's hard. It was really hard for me to get him back. I mean, Burr fucking.
He was dying.
Well, one thing that made me feel good was we were talking in the car, and I remember Burr going, "Oh, Patrice would have loved that or something," and that made me feel good. But dude, you just hear one guy, because I didn't even have it really ironed out, and I was basically trying to say like, let me know what I'm going to be living with.
Yes.
But it was too new, and
Yeah.
it was a stupid thing to try.
It's a funny bit, but it just shows how delicate stand-up is. Because with your friend, you're like, he's like, that's really good. That's a good angle. But when you go on stage, they're like, we don't know where you're going here, buddy.
Yeah, and dude, I just heard this guy just go, oh my God. And it like echoed through, and I tried to get him back, but like, yeah, man, you got it. Your girl knows you though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Wait, how long did you date before?
We dated for 5-6 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then got married.
How did you propose to her?
I did it, well, she was really hounding me, so I had to get it going, you know. She was bringing it up every left turn.
You know, because she knew she was talking to her family. Like, it's got to be this year.
Exactly.
It's got to be this year.
And her fucking mom would passive-aggressively, Mark, he doesn't like commitment. You know, they're from Boston, so all that shit.
Throw some daggers.
Yeah.
Throw some darts.
So we went to a strip club, and she put her hand in my pants. She said, "This is dinner." No.
And you were like, you were like, all right, let's do this.
And I said, I'll buy your citizenship. No. So she was like,
we'll teach you English. We'll get rid of that Russian accent.
So we were always, it was always like on the brain. She's always thinking about it, talking about it. A couple fights about it. And then I waited a while. Stand-up was picking up, so I was super busy. And I said, I'm going to buy us a big trip. So I got us a trip to Martha's Vineyard.
Nice.
I've never been. It's nice. It's pretty. Beautiful time this year. It was the summer. And we got on a moped ride. And we saw the whole island. And we pulled over. And I said, I got to take a whiz. I start peeing, and I go, can you keep a lookout? She's staring at the ocean. I'm peeing in the woods, and there's two old people on the beach just holding hands, watching the ocean. And I'm peeing, and I'm getting the shit ready while she's looking out for me. And I go, oh, I snipped it, or I zipped it up. Can you help me? And she turned around, and I was on one knee. And then she went nuts, started crying. And the old couple at the beach went, yeah, that a baby or whatever. So it was kind of a fun moment.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I thought the old people, he cut his dick.
Yeah.
Get this kid a medic.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
It was
That's
nice. And the moped ride home, I could feel her
like she was like crying
and shaking.
Oh, nice.
I was like, oh, that's a nice moment.
It's nice when like, and you felt like she deserved, like you. It's nice when you give that to the person that like deserved it.
Yes,
you know,
yes. She's had my back on shit. That's what really did it. The having the back is really when I was like, all right, I can. This is like a partner.
Now, when you say had your back, like just through like some rough shit.
Rough shit, yeah. I went through some rough shit, and she was like there for me and like fought for me and all that. And that's really
that's a game changer.
Huge game changer.
Yeah.
Ladies.
When you got somebody in your corner that's like, no, that's not right what they're doing to you, and I got your beer, like, oh, this is a little different.
Yeah, we're a team. Like she's behind me, fists up. That was kind of nice.
And where's she from? New York?
Cape Cod.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got
not rich. In the words of Theo Vaughn, she's more cod than Cape. That's his line.
She's more cod than Cape.
But just like a suburban, middle class family.
Nice. And you like the family?
Great family.
Very important.
They're much more normal than mine. Any family's more normal than mine. So I mean, her family, it's like nuclear household, dinner on the table, dad's watching football. It's like textbook American family.
Oh, okay. And
then you go to my house and it's fucking shit show.
Oh, okay.
It's a circus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not in a bad way. No, my dad's not clocking my mom, but it's like weird mood. My parents don't like lighting. There's no lights on in the house, so the house is dark. My dad collects antiques, which is a kid. I'm just walking through a dark house.
Wait a minute. When you mean no lights, like literally like dimmed always?
There's maybe a dim lamp in the distance, and then my dad's watching news, and my mom's reading all day, and it's just quiet and weird and scary.
Oh, shit.
I had the scary dad. The dad's home, shit. Get your shit together.
It's so funny how, like, a lot of comics, so many comics you talk to, there's definitely a dad thing.
Yeah.
Even if it's a positive dad, but that was over, there's always something with the dad.
Yes.
Whether you wanted to, like, his acceptance.
Right.
Or whether you were afraid of him. The dad shit is, like, they did some study where they said, like, daughters with the dad relationship is, like, really underrated. Like, you would think it's like the mom.
That makes sense.
Like, a dad, dude, is like under fucking rated.
Well, you hear daddy issues. That's what everybody says. Porn star, strip. I got daddy issues.
The saddest thing is when there was this one porn star that was on TikTok, and she goes, every time I do a scene, I cry afterwards. Ooh. And she's like, because I just got such an emotional attachment. I'm going, no, it's not because of that.
No.
Yeah, it's like, and that's really fucked up, dude.
Yeah. There's so much childhood trauma.
Now, do you have so I guess comedy, and I'm sure you've been asked this, so I don't want to turn this into a fucking therapy class, but comedy like kind of helped you through the weirdness of your home. And like that was kind of your outlet.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to make my parents sound like monsters. They're great people, but it was just a weirdness, and then also I grew up in this fucked up neighborhood I got a whole crazy history, but I grew up in a fucked up neighborhood in a mansion that wasn't finished. So
wait, you grew up in a mansion that wasn't finished?
Yeah, so it was like literally duvetine window flap,
So you're talking like Home Alone 2?
Yes.
When he showed up to that,
the money pit. It was like that house.
Okay, so like some parts were nice, and then all of a sudden there's like a tarp.
Exactly. So then we get broken into because everybody's like, oh, the white family moved into the mansion. They must be loaded, but we weren't. So we got robbed all the time. So we'd buy a new TV. Finally, the whole house was fucked up. We had a new TV, then the TV would get stolen. And then I walked in on a few robberies.
What?
3 guys pulled up guns on my parents one time, like broke in and put guns in their heads and tied them up. Crazy shit happened. And then we had a transvestite nanny growing up. We had this big black guy in a wig who like took care of us when my parents were workaholics because they had to build up money to save the house.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. In the back of it, we made a bed and breakfast to get some income. So now we got fucking rock bands going through here. We got strippers. We got businessmen living in the back of our house. The whole thing was bananas.
Now we understand Mark Norman, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever wanted to, wait, do you have siblings?
Older brother.
Okay, one older brother.
Yeah, he's like the perfect son. He went to Africa to join the Peace Corps. He went to
he's like
Berkeley.
building schools for kids and shit.
Yeah.
One of those.
Now he's got 2 beautiful kids. He lives in Wisconsin. His wife's a doctor.
I never understood those people. Like, not even like that they do a nice good deed, but like to be a saint like that, to where you're just like, I'm going to leave my normal life and go build a hospital. in like Ethiopia.
Well, it's
like,
control. Our lives are so hectic and weird that he was like, I'm going to go help people be normal. I get to help their lives. No one helped mine, kind of thing.
right. All right.
I assume. I don't know. Or he just wanted to get the fuck out of New Orleans.
Oh, shit. How much old? What's the age
He's
gap?
2 years.
Oh, okay.
I went and visited him out there. It was hell. I mean, it was like huts, clit cut off,
Jeez.
you know, the ladies with the flies on the face, all that shit.
Oh,
It was
shit.
Africa.
See, you know what? See, that like the thing about Norman, what's one thing I noticed about you is you're so much more of a deeper book that people like or whatever. Like you're one of those, like, there's a story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
like
yeah.
There's a story, man. And,
But I don't want to let it out. I get weird. I don't want to bother anybody.
No. But the cool thing is, because, like, you know, dude, you're super funny and you're such a joke machine. But then you when you talk to, you're like, oh shit, dude, like that's where things come from, and it's kind of cool because, like, you can't do our job. You know, I have my shit growing up,
Yeah.
and I went through some stuff that when my parents went through when they split real young, I saw things. So I kind of went through my thing, and I think I'm the way that I am, but you're obviously the way that you are. And we were just talking before, and you know, it's when you see somebody that, like, in porn, not to compare us to porn stars, but like when you see that, there's always a reason for what people are doing.
Every time. I watch a lot of biopics and documentaries, and there's always this, parents were divorced, mom died,
Abuse,
beat up.
drugs,
Yeah,
right, yeah.
exactly. It's always one, boop, there it was. That was the break.
That's what changed everything.
That's why you're a brilliant artist, or that's why you're an athlete, or whatever. There's always that one moment.
Like I've seen guys that were great guys, great fucking guys, and I'm going, how come this guy's not in a relationship?
Yes.
Right? Not gay, not anything like that. Just a good dude.
Yep.
He's a not there's anything wrong, but a good dude, a straight dude, and you're going, wow, he's getting older, and like, why isn't? And you're like, oh, because he saw shit
Yep.
in a relationship that the commitment is just such a dark cloud for that individual, and it's sad because that person may never get some cool shit in life because of shit that they saw. Now, are you a therapy kid or no?
Big therapy guy. Sam Morrill got me in years ago. I always made fun of it. I'm from the South.
Do you go to the therapy that they all?
Same guy.
Oh, okay, they all.
Big
Yeah.
Al. I got List in, I got Damian Lemon in, I got all these guys in because it helped me so much.
Yeah, I remember talking to Sam about that and some other comics that were like, I think Florentine. I think there's just a bunch of guys, but I don't know if I want to go to the same guy that every one of my peers goes to.
It's weird
because he's just kind of like
Vecchione's in there slamming the table down. You're like, holy shit! You can hear him from the outside. Or Big J.
He walks out. You're like, I'll see you at the stand tonight. You're like, you got a 10-15. You want to swap? Yeah.
Well, Sam's got that bit about it. He's like, he hears a guy crying in there, and he's like, I gotta bring it. You know?
Like,
It's a great bit.
he said he heard the guy laughing.
Yes,
and he goes,
yes.
"Fuck, I gotta bring it."
Yeah. It's a great bit.
I'm not doing it now. I did it. I want to do it again. I want to go back and just give the. There's some. You know what? I realized it made sense when I walked to the parking lot after giving my shit to somebody for an hour, and I went to my car and I go, this is. Kind of feel better.
You feel great. It's a weight off.
It's like a mental jerk off.
Yes,
Correct?
exactly.
Like you know when you're done jerking off, you're just like, it's like mentally you're like, somebody else understands. And the best is when you say something that's been really bothering you and it's been haunting you all week, and then the doctor just goes, oh, that's fine and that's normal. That's just because of this, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck. They simplify it, right?
Exactly.
And yeah.
Or you're legitimizing. You're like, what does that mean? Like, you just say that to get out of this real feeling. Like, you're kind of skirting around what the real problem is. And you're like, oh, shit, I do that.
Oh, you don't even know.
You don't even know.
And they know.
What the real problem is. And they're like, you got to handle this. And you're like, but I don't have that problem because I do this, this, and this. They're like, no, you do that. And you won't admit it to yourself. And you're like, oh, fuck. And how many people would be better off if they just knew their own shit? But everybody walks around going, I'm great, you suck.
Yeah.
But everyone sucks.
Well, things that I started to realize that made sense for me was when I was just like, that's my own shit, and that's my insecurity or my shit, and I need to get rid of that. And a lot of things I didn't realize come from fear of commitment. Everything is fear.
Everything's
fear.
Racism, all that. It's all fear.
Fear is everything.
Yeah.
Everybody, you're afraid to commit to something, so you use excuses why you won't do it. You get mad at something, it's just because you're afraid of it.
Right.
And once you're just like, no, dude, once people start to realize that, we're all gonna die, enjoy your fucking life, dude. Enjoy your life.
Exactly.
It sounds corny and cliche, but it's like living like that and then getting old and being like,
Yeah, well, what blew my mind was somebody a friend of ours, I'm not going to say who, he eats like a 9-year-old. He can only eat McDonald's. He can only have Coke, all this shit. He won't drink water. He won't eat a fucking carrot to save his life. And I go, you got to start eating this. You're going to get sick or whatever. And he goes, but I don't like that food. And then his doctor was like, that doesn't matter.
Well, Bobby just had surgery. No, just kidding. He's doing better, Mark. No.
But the point is, he's like, I don't like that food.
He's eating like a 10-year-old.
He's eating like a 10-year-old, and he's going to die, and he's got all these health issues, cholesterol, and all this shit. And you're like, I know you don't like it, but that doesn't matter. You don't like brushing your teeth either.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if that person's doing that for self-hatred shit.
Interesting.
If a doctor tells you, look, dude, your cholesterol's through the roof, you're not getting any younger, and you're eating McDonald's, chicken nuggets from the mall every fucking day, like, at some point you got to go, like, do you hate yourself?
Yeah.
Like, I also, not that I don't have pity for somebody like that, but, like, if a doctor told me, hey, Paul, your liver is starting to change because you're drinking, I'd be like, all right, dude, I want to see my kids. Like, at some point you got to be like, enough.
Right.
But then I think there are people that are like, well, dude, Jackie Gleason, Giannis told me about Jackie Gleason. It's one of the fucking craziest stories. First of all, you want to talk about the GOAT. There was no cameras. There was nothing. Jackie Gleason would go into a packed nightclub without really shit written down. He would get on stage and do a set and fucking tear the room down with jokes, with improv, with like murder.
Really?
Yeah, he had 3 or 4 steaks a day. They said by 3/4 of the day he had about 13 scotches.
Wow.
And he would fucking drink and smoke, and the kid was just doing. He'd go into the Honeymooners and he would look at his script.
I heard about this.
And they would be like, "Do you need?" He would like look at it once and put it down. Nail it.
Yep.
Go to lunch, drink scotch all the time, smoke cigarettes, and the doctor was like, and he goes, look, I'm living like this.
Wow.
I'm enjoying. He died at 71, which is actually kind of for like that.
For that age,
There's steaks and cigarettes and whiskeys and scotches and did that. But like some people want to just live like that to be happy. But I don't have sympathy for people that are like, I'll figure it out. And then like kids see you die.
Yes, it's selfish.
It's a very selfish thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't be doing blow in your fucking 40s.
Right.
Or if you're doing blow in your 40s and 50s.
You hear that, DeRosa? But yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Stop eating nuggets.
No, you don't get everything you want. Just because you want it doesn't mean it's right to do.
Yeah. But no, when I found out that like you got married and you're doing everything, it's like you're the type of dude, career, moving up, funny, killing it, but you also kind of are like doing the life steps, which a lot of people get. A lot of people.
Oh, thanks.
Dude, I saw one of the worst things I saw, and this is not to listen. I'm not trying to knock anybody that's single and wants to drink and not have anything.
I get
but what's sad is, I saw a comic, I'm not going to mention names, like the guy who you were talking about eating Happy Meals and shit.
It was Ralphie May.
Rest his soul. No, I saw a guy, and he's an older, legendary comic, okay? And I was on the road with him in Atlanta years ago. And he's just like staring at a glass of red wine at a bar. And he's just going, man, I should have married her. I could have married her.
Oh.
And he was, dude, and you just saw the fucking like, what am I doing? Like you just saw that it was like whether I chose the business or whether I was afraid, maybe something like we're talking about in his past held him back. But dude, this dude just was staring at this wine and it was lonely. And I remember going, and then that guy's gonna go to a hotel tonight alone in Georgia and just fucking have fucking purple teeth from red wine, wake up tomorrow probably feeling like shit and not with the woman that he was still around that he should have married. And when I saw that, I was like, man, fuck that, dude.
Wow. That was heavy.
It's because it's fucked, because it's like, that's like one decision somebody makes and then you're there, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean,
but you've always been go ahead.
Well, I just remember seeing you because at the stand, we would always have those talks by the ice machine where I was like, "How is it? Is it hard? Married kids? How do you do it?" Because the whole thing's terrifying. And you were always very comforting, so I appreciate that.
Oh, no, people would always say that to me. Like, I remember, like, Giannis was like, dude, you helped, like, you made me real, like, this is cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, because there's this misconception that it made my stand-up better because I actually was able to talk about things that were real.
Right.
And that people would go, oh, my son did that.
Yes.
Or, not like dumb shit, change the diaper, not that. Like, no, a real, like, thing. And people go, and I was able to evolve. People have this thing of if you get a real life and you're not that comic who's living in a studio apartment, drinking all the time, that you're not gonna, because you're not gonna know. It's like, I got spots.
Right.
I did that, but I just pick and choose to do it the way. But you always were somebody that when I really started to go, oh, this guy gets it, was when you invested in your real estate. Remember?
Yes.
You invested in your real estate. And I was like, okay, so this is a dude. He's out there. He's doing good in comedy. He's moving up. But he's looking. He's investing. He's smart.
Wow.
Because that's something that's an investment for later in life. Then also, oh, yeah, Norman's getting married. And it's just starting. I'm like, oh, this fucking kid is like the stepping stones. There's like a plan.
Right, there's a plan.
And you don't want to be the fucking, you want it all, dude. And that's what it should be. It should be a career.
Right.
It should be stand-up and specials and podcasts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But also still have a fucking normal life that is attainable. Look at everybody. Chappelle, family.
Yeah.
You know, Pryor.
Seinfeld.
Pryor had a family. Burr, Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Louis had, but you know.
Yeah, he got divorced, but yeah.
But like, it's like, yeah, no, you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
It's all fear, man.
And there's a couple of people walk around the cellar who, you know, are great comics, but you're like, what the hell are you doing on Christmas? That can't be pretty. You know?
Dude, that's like, imagine like just having like a 2-foot fake tree in like a 600 square foot thing, and you're just fucking watching the Grinch. Oof.
Oh, God.
Well, if I learned anything from this podcast, there's somebody out there eating like a 10-year-old. I want to know who it is. No,
yeah, but it's balanced. You got your wife gets plus size, and she's mean every now and then, but you're not alone. And then there's, hey, I fucked a whore on 3rd Street, but I'm going back to a dingy apartment.
Yeah.
So you gotta give and take.
So what do you? We'll wrap this up in a couple minutes. What do you?
That flew by.
No, dude, because that's how you know it's a good one, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's like goals for next? Like, what are you trying to do?
I want to do. I got an hour cooking for next year.
Nice.
So middle of next year, we'll say summer. I'll probably come out and. Then I'm such a psycho. I'm already scared about because my hours. I really put everything I got into it, and I'm not one of these guys like I got another 20 when that came out. Like I'm back to 0.
Dude, when my Netflix special came out and I had to go out, I had nothing. And I'm never the guy when they go, no, just do old stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't.
Like they've heard it.
Like my agent, when they're like, no, just do the gig. They don't care. They actually want to hear. I'm like, no, but it's not in my heart anymore.
Yes,
like
exactly.
It's gone.
Right.
Like I can't even go back to the joke.
Yes.
Because I'm looking at the next story, the next joke, the next thing like that.
Yes.
Because you don't want to ever go back. So, but the cool thing is, once that comes out and you're just out there just doing it, and you're such like a joke machine guy that you'll be able. What happens is you develop the skill. The same way we were talking earlier about it took us so many years to be able to go into that room of 1%ers and figure that out. It's the same thing with finding new jokes.
Good point.
You'll just go to the stand and you'll.
Good point.
You actually said something to me that I really appreciated because I obviously, like, you're one of those guys, like, you're like I said, you're such a joke machine. You were about to go on after me at the stand, and you were sitting to the right of the stage, and I did a joke that I did in my Netflix special about the special needs movie theater. And it's, it says some people, and I remember I just walked off, and, obviously New York, some people got offended.
Yeah.
The majority of people liked it, and you were just sitting there, and you were literally, like, writing something down or looking at your phone, and when I walked by, you just go, great joke. And I was like,
that's a good joke.
Yeah, no, it's that's the cool thing about our thing is when peers can see something and go, dude, that was
I'm sick of these queefs who get like, if it's a great joke but it's a dark subject matter, they're like, and you're like, the joke can still be good, you cum guzzler. Just because it involves a special needs person doesn't mean the writing's not there.
No, and actually the joke, if people listen to it and watch the special, the joke was that it was about the special needs movie theater where everybody at this movie theater had Down syndrome, wheelchairs, head injuries, and the joke was that the regular AMC movie theaters act like the way you think that they would act. So it was basically, it was, I mean, I use words that some people don't like, but it was basically like the regular customer service at the normal places, and these people are better. And these people with the disabilities are better. Smart people get it.
Yes.
But then there's some people that they just hear a word.
Yeah. Do you find the crowds have gotten weirder in New York?
New York's the worst.
It's weird, right?
New York
They
City.
used to be the opposite here.
I could honestly... No. We got a couple minutes. I could honestly say... and I was able to go almost every major city, and next year I'm going to, again, I think the worst place to do stand-up comedy in New York, top 3 is New York. Worst place to do stand-up comedy is, top 3 places would be New York, one of them.
Yeah, why is that? I mean, this is a major city. Is it just so...
Dude, I was in New York at the stand, and there was this Asian woman was sitting on like this, not looking at me, just looking at this, and I said something that my wife said to me, and she just goes, she wouldn't look at me. She was fucked up, I think. She goes, jokes about women are hilarious. And everybody goes, everyone's like, what? And I go, oh, good, because I got more. Like I tried to, and she was just like, yeah, jokes about women, and I want to be like, so you tell me the topic matter.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's because a lot of people here are women.
Right.
A lot of people have wives and daughters. So what can I? And I was like, that's not happening other places. And then you do that joke somewhere. And I'm not talking about some place that people are going to say, oh, it's real conservative. So you can. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about regular places where you say a joke and it's a joke. Yeah. And New York, man, I got to say, it's really like I did a joke about the WNBA. One guy, misogynist. And it's man. It's like, it's really kind of shitty.
It's kind of shitty.
But then you get a great crowd in New York. You're like, that's the New York that I grew up loving.
Right.
You know, are you now with your jokes? Are you noticing that when you go to? And I also feel like the Cellar. I think it's the Cellar's worse. I think
so too.
The Cellar's worse than the Stand. The Stand, I feel like you get more fans of stand-up. Yeah. But the Cellar, I feel like if they hear things, like you see arms crossing. Are you getting that too?
Yeah, I'm totally getting that. I'm like, I've been coming here for 13, 14 years, and this is the first time I've felt this, and it's a bummer because I'm like, I know you guys think you're heroes, but you don't get it. Yeah, like you're backwards. Yeah, you're making this about you. This is about the joke.
Don't come here if you're not ready to just have a good fucking time.
The analyzing, you're like, wait, you said gay. I'm like, I said gay roommate. My roommate was gay. Like you just heard gay and you're like, wait a minute. Like, see, you don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like, oh, I had a transgender nanny. What?
Yes,
I had a fucking transgender nanny. I'm sorry. It was
do you have one?
Yeah. Well, dude, you're one of the best.
We ended on a cunty note.
No. You're one of the best, and I love watching you work, dude. And you're always one thing I'll say about this fucking kid, man. Always like I hit you up, you fuck. This guy's like one of those gets back to people, fucking always there, supportive, dude. I appreciate you. Where are you gonna be next, buddy?
Well, I'm going on the honeymoon. I'm going to Africa. Back to Africa, baby. I never got AIDS, so
and your brother built the hotel. Yeah. Mark, you got to bring her. I get you a deal.
I come by. He's got a jug of water in his head. Let's see.
He's got 3 little kids on each arm.
Yeah. But in January, I'm in Nashville, and then Spokane, and then Appleton, and Miami. So
go to
MarkNormanComedy.com.
Yep, guys.
Or buy Bodega Cat online. It's my whiskey with Sam.
Oh, nice. You got to send me one of those.
Yeah, you got it.
Guys, I will be hitting the road, doing a big tour 2023. I'm starting in Toronto. I'll be doing the Royal Theatre in Toronto, January 28th. I want to sell it out. It's about a 400-seater, and tickets are already going. So the Royal Theatre, Toronto. And guys, I'm headlining Gotham Comedy Club February 2nd and 3rd. Get tickets to that. I'm also going to be going to Pittsburgh, Denver, Utah, Rhode Island, Tampa, paulvirzi.com. Thank you guys so much for the comments. Go leave comments and reviews for the Virzi Effect. I'm so happy that you guys are loving me in the studio here. It's growing, so get it anywhere you get your podcasts, on iTunes, Spotify, and keep checking out Nocturnal Admissions on Netflix. I will be here next week. Happy holidays, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Mark, you're the best.
Comedy.